Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast presented by FanDuel. It's Wednesday, January 21st, 2026, and this is Squad, the show where we draft teams like we're the general manager. The only catch, the very specific draft pool we're pulling from. I'm J.E. Skeets here in the Classic Factory, along with my rival GMs, Tass Mellis, Trey Kirby, and super producer JD. Gentlemen, welcome back to the War Room. Yeah, gonna be a fun one today. If you're joining us live on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe. Podcast listeners, 5-star ratings and reviews. Before we get to today's squad, let's quickly address a few things from last night. Hi-oh. Yeah, we're gonna start with Well Boy of the Night. Because why the hell not? Yeah.
What?
Yep. Well Boy of the Night goes to Immanuel Quickley, who matched his career high with 40 points. He added 10 assists as the Raptors ran away from Golden State for the 145-127 win in the Warriors' first game since losing star Jimmy Butler to a season-ending right knee injury. Quickley shot 11 of 13 from the floor. He made all 11 of his free throws. And Immanuel Quickley became just the second player in NBA history to drop at least 40 points and 10 assists in a single game while shooting over 80% from the field, joining Wilt Chamberlain.
Nice.
Because when I think of Wilt Chamberlain, I think of Immanuel Quickley. Incredible game from him. And he honestly looked more like Klay Thompson playing against the Golden State Warriors, all those catch and shoot threes, as they got the victory task. So Quick gets Well Boy.
13 shots.
That's
Gets,
it.
40 points. Pretty cool. Obviously went to the line, super efficient. The Raptors going super small. Essentially Scotty Barnes starting at center. Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram, and 3 guards out there, and them just running sort of off-ball picks. Lots of pick and slips where you saw Scotty Barnes just get to the rim as the Warriors were just a little off. And yeah, Immanuel Quickley does not run pick and rolls. He's there to catch and shoot. He only runs like 3.5 pick and rolls a game as a point guard. That's what Rajakovic wants. It was a perfect night, an absolute perfect night for the Toronto Raptors.
Raptors look good when they play against small teams.
Oh my goodness.
And the Warriors are small.
Yeah, it was just easy buckets for the Raptors for the entire night. Like these delayed rim runs, they would get the ball down into the corner, and then Barnes or Mamu or even Mobo sometimes would cut down the lane for an easy layup, and there was zero resistance from the Warriors. Then Golden State starts to collapse. They're collapsing too much, turns into wide open threes for the Raptors.
Yep.
This was not good for Golden State, I didn't think.
Yeah.
Not a good first game without Jimmy.
No, it is going to be a long couple of months for Steph Curry. He's going to play the rest of the season with a person attached to him. You saw Shed and Agbaji wouldn't leave him, period. They're like, all right, you guys go play 4-on-4. I'll stand here right next to Steph Curry. So not a lot of other offensive options for Golden State. Steph just has to stand there and like run around and try and get open. If he has a sliver of daylight, he's going to shoot it.
Yeah.
Because he's like, this is the only way I'm going to get a shot up. This is the only way we can have efficient offense. It looked exhausting to me the way they were guarding Curry.
Oh, absolutely. And then before the game, too, Warriors general manager Mike Dunleavey told reporters that he has no plans to move Jimmy Butler's contract before the February 5th trade deadline. He said, quote, I think he's got a style of game that can play for a long time with his skill, his physicality, and his mind for the game. Again, that's Dunleavy talking about Jimmy Butler. I can't say I agree with that. I'd say the opposite of the way Jimmy plays maybe as he gets older. I don't see Jimmy playing into his 42nd season by any means. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what Dunleavy's saying because they did trade Melton's contract when he was injured, obviously back in the day. So they thought, oh, maybe he will. He says no, but then he had other things to say about Kuminga, Tass, and this got all the headlines, right? Dunleavy acknowledged Kuminga's trade demand, but said, quote, when you make a demand, there needs to be a demand on the market. Like Dunleavy, my God, man. Was that needed? I don't know, but Kuminga played.
He did.
He played well, 20 points in 21 minutes, made 7 of 10 shots. He did help lead a bit of a comeback as the Warriors got back into the game. But yeah, your thoughts on Dunleavy's comments here last night?
He basically said, Kuminga, go play basketball. I mean, essentially, that's what it feels like to me. You got a 2-week exhibition here. Go out there and see who will take you. But yeah, Dunleavy just essentially calling him out. It was interesting to see Kuminga come off the bench and not take that Jimmy role. They tried Brandon Podziemski in that Jimmy role instead. I thought it would beat my man D'Anthony Melton. I thought Pods, because who's been playing really well off the bench, would continue to do that. But yeah, we've got 2 weeks of Kuminga. I don't know if Kuminga gets inserted just to get more reps, but I guess he isn't a connector. And so that makes sense that he's not starting, but you just want to play him a lot. You know, he played 20 minutes in this game, 7 of 10 from the floor. I guess that's what you're going to do with Jonathan Kuminga. See if he can drop 30 and help out Steph and see what they can get for him.
Yeah, he didn't score until it was 91-65. I wasn't that impressed. He basically had a half of garbage time to score points, and he scored points. It was similar to the way things went down in the playoffs last year. We're down to it. We need you to score, and he can score points. But this is, I guess, good for the Warriors because any playing time for Jonathan Kuminga, anything he does on the court is better than what's happened for the past month when he hasn't played. So Dunleavy's right. There's not demand on the market, and this maybe could help.
Yeah. Is Steve Kerr going to trust him? He played 4 first-half minutes. Not a lot of minutes. And then, yeah, when this was a blowout, essentially, okay, here you go. And they gave him the keys. I don't know. Maybe 2 weeks just isn't enough to sell Jonathan Kuminga, essentially. Right. He's healthy. We saw that.
Oh, his back's okay.
Yeah, he is indeed healthy.
That's it. But, yeah, do you think he needs to play more minutes? Do you think he needs to start, essentially? It doesn't bode well for what the Warriors have done perfectly over the 7-game homestand. They're 6-1, and every little part that they inserted was working perfectly, so I understand why they wouldn't insert it. But I don't know. It's also...
They had Jimmy when that was happening.
Yeah. And that's why I thought my man Melton would be there. Pods is that sort of guy, and you know they put up points in this game, but the Raptors put up a hell of a lot more.
The Raptors scored 70 points in the first half. Yeah, and then they were playing catch up all night. And everybody's just tired of the Jonathan Kuminga. Totally. Will he be traded? Will he not be traded? Will he play? Will he not play? Everybody's over it. So we'll just wait until the deadline here. If they actually move him, what they get back, if anything. Because my God, if we got to go through this again, oh boy. Please no.
They got to trade him, and they got to get something back, because between him and Jimmy Butler, that's like $76 million that they would be getting nothing from.
Yeah,
so they need to literally get a human back.
We will take a human.
We will take any human.
It's all Dunleavy's looking for.
Yeah,
right
that's unfortunate. I thought the Warriors would lock in after a half. Like we saw the Lakers-Nuggets game. The Lakers also gave up 71 points in their first half. They locked in that third quarter and the fourth quarter, and they turned it around after a weird start to their game, and they took away Jamal Murray from that game. But Raptors just got too many weapons, man. Too many weapons.
Despite missing a lot of guys, like you said, a lot of big guys. No Colin Murray-Boyles, no Jakob Poeltl, surprise, surprise.
No Barrett.
No RJ Barrett still. Yeah, so good victory from the Raps there in the Bay. The other big game last night, fun one. I guess it was a rivalry game, was it not?
Oh, yeah, this was a rivalry game.
The Rockets and Spurs. Şengün just missed out on a triple-double, but he led the Rockets' comeback to win over the Spurs, though Reed Shepherd was huge in the fourth quarter. Trey, I think he scored 12 of his 21. And, they rallied here. It looked like the Spurs were on their way to another victory, but Houston gets it done in this rivalry game brought to you by AWS.
Yeah, they were hosting it. It was coverage provided by Kia on NBC Peacock during AWS Rivals Week. At least they started with a good rivalry. And a good game, because this was awesome.
Yeah.
Shepherd was great in the fourth quarter, 12 points, 3 threes. He had 1 assist, but it was from 80 feet away on that super outlet pass to Kevin Durant. He blocked a 3-pointer in the corner. He had 1 steal they only credited him with. He forced at least 2 more turnovers as well. Finished with 21 points, 4 assists. He really started getting going in the third quarter, but hit a couple of threes, had that nice reverse with the touch off the glass. This is a good Reed Shepherd game. Sometimes he looks like Seth Curry. Sometimes he looks like Steph Curry. This was a Steph Curry game for Shepherd. He was just completely feeling it. Jabari Smith, I thought, hit some big jumpers as well. Yep. And the Spurs offense just kind of dried up. I think they ended up scoring 14 in the fourth quarter, and they just couldn't really get Victor any sort of a look that wasn't, we're entering the ball to you at the elbow, try and shoot over somebody. Rockets were doing a great job of being physical with Victor and being handsy with Victor. Like a lot of low strips, a lot of deflections. And he was just completely taken out of the game and just looked out of sorts a little bit. It would have been good to see the Spurs figure out a way to get him moving towards the basket rather than having to figure out a move and score over the top. It just wasn't happening last night. Maybe some of it was, I think they were on the second night of a back-to-back. I don't know.
Yeah.
The Rockets look awesome in the fourth quarter, though. I think it was a combination of good defense and good offense from Houston.
Yeah.
I would add to that, I didn't think it was the greatest game management from Mitch Johnson and the Spurs there. There were a couple times like, call a timeout, man. Because like you said, these possessions we're getting here is just like Wemby ISOs and they're being challenged. And there was like a 2-for-1 situation he could have been smarter with. I really thought he let this one get away with him, just in terms of managing the game as they gave up the lead. But your takeaways. No.
They also tried to stop the momentum by saying, "Hey, the rim's not working," because it started. It happened pre-game.
Yeah, 22-minute delay.
Yeah, because Stephon Castle was hanging on the rim pre-game, and it did go crooked. So 22-minute delay. Then in the second half, they're shooting on that great rim. I mean, it looked right. It looked straight. And then it was 3 minutes into the fourth quarter when they had started that fourth quarter clanking. And then they said that rim is crooked. And they got out there pretty quick. We even got an email from somebody working in the building. Not going to reveal a name.
Whoa, we got sources.
Basically, he said, "What are the Spurs doing?" I mean, he didn't really give any details. He basically said, "What are the Spurs doing saying our rim is crooked?" Because they went out there, credit to them, they got on there with the level. It was switched. It was precise. It was quick. And the Spurs continued to clank. So was it the rim or just missing shots? I mean, the Spurs give up big leads throughout the season. That's what they do. It happens. So they went 0 for 13 from 3 in the fourth quarter. I don't think it had anything to do with the rim, but you could say Mitch Johnson was trying to stop the momentum of the Rockets as they closed that lead, but they were also just not getting back on defense. That was a problem. But yeah, the Spurs allowing comebacks is a thing, and I don't think it had anything to do with the rim. And thankfully, it wasn't long. That one wasn't long.
No,
That one
awesome.
wasn't.
Noah Eagle was killing it. I
Yeah.
thought he was hilarious during this, and I didn't know that the protocol for figuring out if the rim is level was bring out the level, as Noah Eagle called it, the big dog. He's like, "Oh, they got the big dog too." And then the guy just pulls out his iPhone, takes a photo of it, comes down and shows the rest. He's like, "Look, the bubble's in the middle. It's fine."
Yeah.
It seems like something should be a little bit more precise than that. That's how I would measure the rim at my house. I think the NBA could do something additionally, but we got to fix this.
Yeah, but it meant
We got to fix rims. We got to fix shot clocks. Too many failures of both this year. The hardware is letting us down in the NBA.
Yeah, because it doesn't happen a lot.
It should happen 0% of the time.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like a spring isn't perfect in there. Like they can be crooked. Like, did you see?
I mean, you saw the dunk that did it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was Castle. He was like holding on it.
Yes.
Right? He did like the Westbrook
Pre-game,
hold
you're,
on.
pre-game you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
But then they showed a close-up of it. Well, actually, I take that back. They must have showed the close-up of it from in the fourth quarter of the pre-game. Because they showed Amen Thompson hanging on the rim.
Well, that was
He fixed it
Yeah.
in the fourth quarter.
It was
so
hilarious.
that was
like,
way off.
before the
It was
game.
literally, it looked way off
Yeah.
when Amen Thompson fixed it. And you could see Keldon Johnson's first 3 of the quarter was long. And it was on that left side of the rim that was facing down. So, it was tilted down, I should say. So maybe they're onto something.
Weren't both shooting percentages higher on the rim that was fixed pregame? Isn't it? They literally
Yeah,
showed
maybe.
a graphic
Yeah.
of left rim versus right rim field goal percentages, which was pretty funny.
Yeah, the North Rim or the South Rim, as our emailer called them.
I like that,
Because that's what you got to do when you're in the arena. Yeah, they were on. They're precise shooting on that rim. Very weird.
I liked before the game when we had the big 20-minute plus delay, like the whodunit of it all, like who was to blame for it? Because obviously Castle seemed to be the one that did sort of break it. But then there was other reports going, "Oh, it was this dunker that did it," or "It was Kelly Olynyk for," it's like so funny to me, like who actually did it, like it mattered. But they got it fixed, I guess, enough. And signature win for the Rockets. Like that was
Big win.
not a pretty win. That was a gritty win. And, they've turned it around here after that little rough stretch after I jinxed the hell out of them. But I'm glad you brought up Jabari Smith Jr. because Reed Shepherd getting a lot of headlines, and deservedly so. He was awesome. But that guy to me is like, he's sort of their Mobley, right? It's like when he plays really well, I'm like, oh, I like their chances in, obviously one game or a series because he hit that corner 3. And I love like Durant. You can see Durant. Anytime Jabari Smith Jr. does something, he's pumped. I feel like he's like, yes, man. I feel like he's trying to build up his confidence. Hit that corner 3, hit that jumper to put them up. And then some good defense too, like as well as you can play on a guy that's 7'5" and Wembanyama when he was matched up on him. So fun game. Any other games you want to address before we get to squad here?
Yeah, well, as far as the Spurs go, they do give up these big leads. They're up 16. That's something to watch just going forward with the Spurs. So we had the funny moments there. I think we had a funny moment in the Lakers game because as I said, they gave up 71 first half points. They gave up, I think it was 9 points in the last minute of the second quarter. And what was hilarious is that Luka scored and won, and he got a technical. So one of those points went the other side just because he complained about it. I thought that was funny.
He says is that the one he says he's writing to the league to get that one rescinded.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Said I didn't say anything all that crazy. Right? He said like he got hit on the arm. That's what he said. That's all or something. So maybe he gets that one taken away because I think he's up to 13, something like that.
He's very high.
He's getting high. So, a certain point.
He will miss games.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is very funny. The Lakers, because everybody has to talk about the Lakers. They're on an 8-game road trip. That's their first game. So it's a good win for them to limit the Nuggets to 36 points in that second half where they just said, hey, Jamal Murray, you ain't scoring, man. Just 2 points for him in the second half. So it is a good start for them as this long road trip happens. They got to go all the way back to LA to visit the Clippers in their next game. Long trip. But hey, it is a longer trip. We'll see what they can do.
Any other games, TK?
Yeah, Jazz Wolves was pretty weird. Minnesota, I didn't think played very well at all. They were still up by 12 going into the fourth quarter and went completely cold from the field. Went 3 of 15 from 3. Okay, that's bad. But they also went 5 of 12 on dunks and layups. And some of it was contested by the Jazz for sure. But, they're playing Yusuf Nurkic out there, had his second career triple-double. Filipowski was a big guy for him. They didn't have Walker Kessler. He's been out forever. Lauri Markkanen is sick. So no real rim deterrence for Utah. And still, the Wolves just could not score, could not make a layup. It was ridiculous. Also couldn't stop Isaiah Collier. He had 18 and 10, 12 in the fourth quarter, looking like a human bowling ball. And Keyonte George had his career high, another career high for this guy, 43 points, 6 of 13 from three-point land, and the broadcaster just kept saying, that cat is cool. That cat is cool. And then it'd be like, how cool is that cat? Very cool. It's a lot of cat talk with regards to Keyonte George. I guess he is a little feline in nature.
Yeah, a little bit. I sort of see it.
He had some big shots. He was good.
Feline in nature.
Ziller wrote in his newsletter this morning how he's been trying to think of players like Keyonte George when it comes to like their age, their skill set, their potential developmental curve. So he ran some like numbers through StatHead, Ziller did. And this is pretty wild. This is a fun one that, again, this is all Ziller from his Good Morning It's Basketball newsletter. Players 23 or younger, averaging at least 22 points per game with an assist percentage of at least 25%, a usage percentage of over 26%, and a true shooting above 60%. These are really good marks, obviously. 7 players spit out from StatHead. James Harden in his first Houston Rockets season, Devin Booker in his 5th season, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in his 2nd OKC season, Trae Young in his 4th season, Luka in his 5th season, Zion Williamson in his 5th season. That was a weird one. And then Keyonte George this year. So obviously some pretty good company. He's putting up incredible numbers. And, he's not making an all-star game, I don't think. But holy crap. I mean, he's got to be the classic, like, top of the list snub type guy if he doesn't get there and isn't selected by the coaches.
This year?
Yeah, this year. Yeah. He's not going to be. Yeah. Yeah. Why are you laughing at that?
I don't think he's going to even really be mentioned when people talk about
He will guarantee be mentioned.
Well, you just mentioned him, so
yeah, exactly.
Self-fulfilling prophecy, but I'm just telling you.
You don't think we'll see Keyonte George on another snub list besides my mouth?
No, I mean, like, Zach Lowe will put him on a snub list.
Okay, well, there we go. So I'm right. He will be a snub this year.
That's good. Staying with
anybody can score 20 points. Like, people score 20 all the time.
You making a bet? We're going to bat for Michael Porter Jr. being a lock for an all-star game in the Eastern Conference, and this guy can't be a snub in the West?
Okay,
Come on,
he
man.
can be a snub. He can be a snub. How many snubs are the Jazz getting? They got like 5 wins.
He would be their pick, is my point.
Over Markkanen as a snub.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So it's Markkanen getting snubbed now.
Well, now nobody's going to have Markkanen on their list except for you.
I would never have him on my list. Everybody knows that. They got 15 wins, and you're telling me they got 2 All-Stars.
So they got more wins than the Nets.
Well, sticking with the Utah Jazz, it is interesting here 2 weeks before the trade deadline who's going to be dealt because they've got so many bodies that are older guys. Like, do they finally say to a bunch of these guys? There will be some people that say Yusuf Nurkic, the Toronto Raptors need a big. Now that's a big number, big salary, so it doesn't work one for one really with the Toronto Raptors because they've got a lot of guys at the top of the roster that make money, and then there's a big drop off after they're 4 or 5 with Jakob Poeltl, depending how you look at it. So his triple double, you slipped in there, Trey. It's an interesting thing because this is Nurkic's, last year of his big fat contract at $19 million. Maybe it's time to say goodbye because he's not going to be long for Utah. Maybe they go get something. Maybe the Raptors can, in a 3-team deal, get him to help out.
Nurkic to the Raps.
They need something. They need a big guy to set picks.
You're not wrong.
Essentially that. They just need a large human.
Another team looking for a human.
Yeah.
He was on the table last night. He looked good. Usually he hadn't played in like weeks, but he was looking fresh last night.
Yeah. Do the Raptors go get somebody super cheap? Like, can they get a Day'Ron Sharp, or can they get a Goga Bitadze or Jay Huff?
Right.
Bakers ain't let him go. Or, do they do what they did last year with Orlando Robinson? Like that type of thing where they go deep into the G League. Here you go.
We already tried Mo Bamba for one game.
Yeah, that was short.
Yeah. No, but I hear you. It's a good point. I like now the idea of like teams when they're talking about trades, they're always looking for young players or prospects, draft picks, and now just humans. We'll just take a human. You got one.
Exactly. One human.
We're
please.
interested. All right, those are a few of last night's games. Let's get into the real meat of today's podcast. It's time for Squad. Today's Squad is all about celebrating 20 years of classics, as we've been celebrating it for the last couple days now. Had Bones on yesterday, Leon last week, sharing some fun videos on our YouTube page as well, some classics, certified classics at that. Because believe it or not, we are creeping up on 4,000 episodes in totality of this show. We did 1,000 plus as the Basketball Jones. We did another 1,300 plus as the starters. And we're at 1,500 plus and counting here as No Dunks. And yes, we did 7 episodes as the free agents too. God, people love to remind me about the free agents. Anytime I share anything about the history of our show, don't forget about the time you guys did 7 episodes in JD's basement. Don't. And we don't. So yeah, we're going to be drafting from some fun categories looking back here over 20 years. This is our sort of way to celebrate this big anniversary. So we got 6 rounds today, guys, instead of the normal 5. In the first round, we're drafting our favorite Pick Em Payoff. Pretty self-explanatory. Are you a fan of silly payoffs, scary payoffs, painful payoffs, really dumb payoffs? Your pick. In the second round, we'll be drafting our favorite special episode. So this could be a number of things. Maybe a holiday-themed episode, maybe a live show that we've done. The Starties would count, our award show with Kristen Ledlow. Those type of things. Not this normal, generic 3 dudes talking hoops type of show we do 99% of the time. No, can't pick that. In the third round, we're drafting our favorite guest. No shortage of NBA legends to pick from. So I'm excited to see who everybody goes with there. In the fourth round, we're drafting our favorite musical number. My first thought when we put this category in is like, there's not going to be enough to pick from. What are we doing here?
Well, there's lots.
So many, man.
And then I put a little more thought into it, and holy crap. Do we like music? What are we, Grant Hill? We've done multiple music videos. There's in memoriam sing-alongs. There's rap battles. There's a lot. There's a ton. So that's going to be a fun category.
Music in the bones of everyone here. Of JD, obviously.
Yeah.
It's happened.
That's
it's
right.
Been 20 freaking years.
In the fifth round, we're going to draft our favorite recurring segment. So I don't think they have to necessarily still be a recurring segment, but over the 20 years, something that we did frequently enough.
This will be fun.
Maybe weekly, monthly. I guess somebody could make an argument we did stuff yearly that could maybe count. So we'll get into that. But think your crossfires, maybe your tweet of the week shoutouts.
Wow.
Maybe your pun guns. There's some classics.
Call whatever you want. Whatever you want. No Fox given.
Okay.
I went back and saw that we did a Rick Fox segment.
Wow.
Called No Fox
But
given.
we did
it wasn't
more
recurring.
than once now.
No, it wasn't
that
recurring.
doesn't count. We have to say that one won't
That
count.
Fox only showed up a couple of times, I think.
No Fox given is good though.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That was a great one.
Let's bring it back. In our sixth and final round, we're drafting our favorite off-air moments. So this is like, you can look at this as like a little story time about something that didn't happen on a podcast or on a show or live show, but like something behind the scenes or maybe traveling together, whatever you want. I mean, go nuts. All right.
We have traveled together a lot.
That's off air moments. Yeah, we have. So the rules for Squad, if you're new here, the No Dunks Incorporated official rules. All four of us will get a crack at least one of the number one picks across one of the 6 rounds here. And we're going to draft these squads. We'll talk out our selections, maybe make a trade or two. Please don't. It's always tough to keep track of. Yeah. And we determined the draft order yesterday. And would you look at that? Tass Mellis, you have the first pick in the first category. Favorite Pick 'em Payoff.
With the first selection of the Pick 'em Payoffs, I will select something you guys don't give a poop about, in all honesty. So don't worry, your pick will still be on the board.
Okay.
After Vince Carter left the Toronto Raptors, I had to go, what? You're picking that?
I had it very high on my list. Continue.
Oh, interesting. After Vince left, I had to confront Toronto Raptors fans outside the Raptors arena and pretend like I really loved Vince Carter while every one of them basically hated Vince Carter. And that's understandable because of the way he left. So that was just a fantastic segment, I got to say. Overall, I mean, because it was guttural, it was visceral how much everybody hated him and how much I could feel it in my own body. We actually just aired our pilot episode, which was just a podcast, from 2006. So Vince had left about a year and a half prior to that, and I could hear it in my voice. That guy is never going to win anything. And essentially, I had to go in front of all those fans out there and basically, reverse that and say, I love this guy. I love this guy. And there's a lot of people saying, F you, F you. There was somebody who came by. I don't know if you remember this great video, JD, of the person who slapped me.
Yes, of course.
Of course, yeah. We asked her to slap me.
But then she really unleashed it.
Yeah, and that's what the good thing about it is. She sees my face, she slaps, you could see her reaction in the slow-mo. Whoa, I just slapped that guy really hard. But then she turns and said, wow, I'm proud of myself type of thing. While she's wearing her Jermaine O'Neal jersey. So the whole thing was just great because it was real. Was that our first Pick 'em Payoff?
It was, okay, it was one of the first ones for sure. And maybe first.
Yeah, nothing like the first one.
Here's what's so
that
weird.
Really hit. That hit.
I was looking at, I had this on the short list. Vince Carter's number one fan,
Surprising.
Tass Mellis, down at the ACC, then called the ACC, in Toronto before the Nets Raps. I always remembered this game being the game where you're out there, you're in the Vince Carter jersey, you got a photo of Vince Carter, and everybody's like, oh, F you, man, F you. I always thought it was the game where Vince hit the game-winning 3 against the Raptors.
It's funny, that's what our brains do, eh? Our brains just say, oh yeah, you remember that time Vince came back and shot that? Must be the same. Connects them. It's not.
And you know why it's not? Because that game-winning 3 by Vince in Toronto was on January 8th, 2006. That's 10 days before our first ever podcast.
Yeah.
So that's probably why I'm doing that. But this must have been in the 06-07 season, like our next season, our first full season or whatever.
I don't know if it was.
Yeah, 100%, because we weren't doing video.
We weren't doing video. Yeah, that's why I thought it may be a little later. Cause
maybe 07-08 even.
Yeah. That's why I'm thinking it was later.
Yeah.
Because we were just doing audio podcast 06-07. So I thought, maybe we're just connecting all. He got traded in 04, and we do a video years later, and you start to connect all these things.
That's a good one.
But the guttural feelings of everybody was still there.
Oh, God,
they hated me. But there was a guy who definitely loved him, and well, not really. He just had a jersey on. I take that back. Anyway, it was fun.
All right.
Good one.
That was a brutal shoot, though.
It was freezing
so
cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
And we were like inside. We were in like a big like tunnel to the ACC, but it was still freezing cold. Oh man! All right, good one. I did have it on the list. I liked it. That's one of my favorites. I didn't know where to go with this one. Like painful or fun. I was struggling. Do I take the most embarrassing one of all time? Because that one's easy. But it's so old, and I feel like no one ever saw it. So I'm going to go with a bit of a wild card one. I'm going to go more recent, so maybe people remember. Wearing a dog shock collar here in the Classic Factory. So not that long ago. This is a No Dunks one. And I go with this one because I think we had talked about doing it for years.
Yeah.
like it came up years ago, and for whatever reason we didn't do it, and we thought maybe it wasn't safe. Maybe we shouldn't do that.
We definitely tried it in the office at the starters. Just like, hey, let's do this for fun to see how bad it is. Oh, no, we can't do this.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So we ended up doing it, or I ended up doing it, and I just watched the little compilation. It's up on our YouTube page. You can just type it in. And it's funny, and it's like actually sucked because JD's operating it, and you don't know, like I say it on it, the worst part is you just don't know when it's happening, so you're like always on edge, and also sort of hurt. You're getting zapped in the neck.
It was
I'm
a
wearing
shock.
it on my neck. So I'll go with that one.
Do we have it on the lowest setting, or
You didn't have it super high.
yeah? But it was,
Oh, it's still a
Yeah.
massive jolt.
and there was a lot of anxiety, as you
yeah,
say,
yeah,
because
yeah.
You just didn't know.
And then I could start to get into the cadence, like you haven't done it in a while, and I
Yeah.
know the way your brain works. You're like, oh, I want to get them here now, keep the people watching here every couple
right.
minutes. But then that got weird, so I'll go with the dog shock collar for a favorite.
Good one.
Third pick goes to JD.
That's me. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. There's the painful ones. There's the weird ones. God, there's so many.
What's the dumbest one? Let's just talk it out. Right?
the dumbest one is Lee in the wetsuit. That's the dumbest.
That's the
one.
worst
He
one,
says it's the
JD.
worst.
He
Yeah.
calls it the worst
Unbearable.
one.
Yeah. No.
Think of how many men have peed in this. I do like that he changed it up. Usually he was just complaining about the smell, but
Yeah.
he finally let on that it was the pee that he was thinking about the whole time. Too good.
Yeah. Oh God. I love Repeat After Me. Shout out to the.
That one is
It's a good
funny.
one.
Yeah, I think that's one of the funniest ones. But
Explain that for someone that has no idea.
so
what
it's
you're talking
basically Impractical Jokers before Impractical
Yeah.
Jokers. It was the old Letterman thing where he would get in the ear of Rupert or the guy next
Yep.
door and tell, and basically he would have to say everything that Dave would say.
Yeah.
So Skeets was, no, it was Tass.
about. No, yeah, go ahead.
Tass in Skeets' ear on the streets of Toronto in winter, of course.
Yeah, another freezing cold
freezing shoot. And basically you were out there for about a half hour or so. And you would have to just man on the street interviews, but you had to repeat everything that Tass said.
There's a couple of
And-
funny parts for sure.
Oh my God. The funniest is when you ask for a sip of a woman's Starbucks.
Yeah.
And then he starts guessing what it is.
Taz starts
And you're
going like,
like-
chai latte. So I go, chai latte? She's like, no. And then Taz's like, hot chocolate. And I'm like, hot chocolate? She's like, no. She let me drink it too.
Yeah. It was fine.
Wow.
You had
Pre-pandemic.
You had to rap
Way
for a
pre-
guy. Anyway, I'm not going with that one. I'm going with hot peppers
Great choice.
because I have never laughed that hard in the booth. Like never. I could barely direct the show because Lee had to eat these hot peppers, and it worked out perfectly because we had a dial, right, that he had to spin, and he got the habanero, which we wanted him to get. And I think he started off sort of fine, but then he ate the habanero, and he randomly gets up in the middle of the show while we're doing the show, and he's like just we thought he could be injured almost
Right.
for some
Oh,
reason.
yeah.
Like we just thought we didn't know what was going to happen. And oh my God.
And a part of what made it even funnier to us, to you, is all day he was like, no big deal.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was approaching this like it was the easiest pick and payoff of all time.
Yeah.
We're
No
like,
problem.
These are very hot peppers, man. You are on live television. You do have to talk.
yeah.
He couldn't stop like hiccuping
Yeah.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
the whole time. That was
The
so
hiccups.
funny.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
We thought maybe he'd barf like on live TV, which would have been awesome, which has happened before with the eggnog
Yeah,
and Skeets.
Right while we
review.
went to black, I was
it
puking in the back.
Great. It was so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going hot peppers. It
Okay.
was just felt the most dangerous in a weird way, and I just have never laughed that hard.
All right, Trey, lots to pick from. You have the final pick in.
Hot
the
peppers
favorite
was
pick and payoff.
very high on my list. Okay, I'll just run through a few that I'm not going to
Yeah.
choose. Task doing flirty girl fitness.
Oh,
It's very
yeah.
funny.
Classic.
Too good. Also, Task outside for a whole week, just like right out here.
yeah.
And then it finally snowed the last day. That was beautiful. That was a really good one.
That was a great week.
Yep. Task sitting up in the rafters This is like in our first NBA TV studio. Lee dressed as Mrs. Doubtfire. I thought it was pretty funny, pretty weird. But what I'm going to choose is when we had a guy shave a face into the back of Lee's head.
Oh, yeah, good one.
Kadir. He's like, yeah, I can do it. Don't worry.
Oh, wow.
He was over there for a half hour, and he cut like 2 inches of Lee's hair off and did like a stick figure version of a face in the back. And the turnaround after hours of like, what is this going to look like? For the viewer, 25 minutes of, wow, this must be intricate. What's he doing? It just looked so rudimentary. Yeah. I thought it was hilarious.
It was hilarious. Because you just can't help but think, it's got to be something frickin'
I thought it was going to be
involved.
incredible.
It was really good because like it was like a thing, right? Like somebody maybe had like a Matt Bonner in the back of their head and it looked like photorealistic and 3D with all this kind of shading. So that's what we thought we were getting.
Yeah.
And then what we got was just too good.
Yeah. And it was perfect. Like it would have been almost disappointing if it looked good.
Yeah,
you know,
in a way.
But
Right.
yeah.
What else? Any other leftovers? Honorable mentions from your list of payoffs? Because this is my favorite category.
Yeah, this is funny.
I mean, the most embarrassing one of all time, and we've talked about this before, probably back in our 1000th episode anniversary show or whatever, doing stand-up comedy
Oh yeah.
at Einstein Cafe and Pub in Toronto, which I think is finally closed now. Open mic night, college kids, like people are playing guitars. I guess people were singing maybe, and then we like asked if we could like do some comedy. Mm-hmm. The guy did not want us to begin with, but then we did, and it was so awkward. Like we're trying to tell NBA jokes, and like the crowd is like crowd wasn't booing. They didn't care enough. It was just like, it's a college pub. Like, it was just like, okay, whatever. Yeah. But like the guy was pissed on the board. Remember, he cut my mic in the end because Taz went first and like struggled through it. And then there's like, you know, crickets or me clapping, and then I go up and he like cuts my mic off.
Yeah, because you knew we don't want to do this anymore.
But man, like I can feel that like nervousness like to this day.
Yeah, a lot of the things we're going to go through, there are going to be some old ones that we literally don't have anymore. But that one, I'm glad we don't have anymore. I mean, the rest of them, I'm like, oh, where is that?
Yeah.
I can't find that. That one, goodbye. That one was horrendous.
Why were we both doing it? Did we tie?
You tied, I think.
Oh my God.
Yeah. JD having me shooting on a toilet for a full week this season, last season, I guess.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
They blend together. Yeah, that was great. Literally sitting on a toilet. Danielle basically saying, oh, you're going to get hemorrhoids if you sit on a toilet for an hour and a half a day.
Yeah, that's what Rachel said. I'm like, he's not actually taking a dump. He's not pushing or anything. He's just sitting.
After he's sitting down.
Yeah, but you literally, the worry is you sit on a toilet, and that's what happens to your rectum. Either way.
But you had your underwear on.
I did,
so.
But, you know, the things get spread on the toilet.
Sure.
But after 2 to 3 days, I did think, oh, yeah, I can get up every once in a while, and that helps out.
Yeah.
Either way, like when somebody else is talking. Either way, that was a great one.
That's funny.
That we had another destination here. Like we had a remote shoot, essentially. You know, we're outside the studio, so that was cool.
Speaking of bathrooms, Skeets as a bathroom attendant.
Yeah.
One of the funniest. This was at the Score. You were literally handing out mints and offering towels.
Yeah.
You were wearing a too small tuxedo. I think it was Mattio's tuxedo. And a guy actually went in there and took a dump.
Yeah.
On live TV.
live TV.
And you offered him a mint.
Did we have a sign that said we're filming a live television show, so be careful if you're going to take a dump? Or
Dump away, boys.
Yeah, that one was pretty funny.
It was very funny. And it was, I mean, for that guy, I think it might have been just an urgent matter. And we actually sent in plants as well, because we thought, no one's going to do this.
Right.
No one's going to go in and use the washroom, knowing that they're being filmed. But I don't know. That guy did.
Yeah. All right, let's go to our second category, favorite special episode. So I have the first pick in this one, and it didn't take me long to come up with my pick here, because I'm going with 2016 April Fool's Day show, The Future Show, as we called it. It was us pretending like it was 2036, and we went all out production-wise for this one. We were shooting in a new studio to make it look futuristic, and we had a lot of funny, I think, recurring sort of bits or playing into the idea that we were still doing this in 2036. By the way, that's 10 years from now. Weird. But anyway, it's so funny, and like the obviously the costumes we were in, I was bald, Tass was like this cyborg version, and then Lee Ellis, and I think you have a photo, JD, we put in a fat suit. And I think this is the funniest looking guy of all time. And this looks so good. We're showing everybody on YouTube. If you're a podcast listener, come over and check it out. But it's got TJ Maxx tattoo on his neck too, because he's sold out. It's actually we sort of circle back to that joke later on, because the idea is like every NBA player is selling their body, like tattoo space, not just the jersey. So
That's a wig, right? Because I feel like that's what Lee's hair is really going to look like when he's 2036. Like the center
I
part.
think there's a small
Really good
possibility
question.
that
Like
Lee
he
could look like that, like in the future. And it's gold, and this one ends with like recurring bit of like payoffs. We've done everything like Tass cuts my arm off, and it's really quite graphic if you think about it for an NBA
Some people
TV
didn't
show.
like it, right?
Yeah,
Some
I
did.
guess not. But
Yeah,
it's-
the VP of content at NBA TV. He was actually fine with it, but he just happened to put it on, and his daughter was right there, and and Skeets' arm is chopped off.
It's blood splattering.
Oh my god, the sound of the blood hitting the floor, like it's just like pouring out of the arm, like dribble, dribble, dribble.
And I'm yelling, clean cut, Ellis, clean cut. Lee's going, can I have your watch?
That was gold.
It's a pretty funny line, because my arm that's been severed off has my watch on it. He's like, can I have that? It's good. And
The audio effect of the blood splattering was just naturally the blood hitting the ground, right? Like
The
you weren't-
sound, yeah.
you
yeah,
didn't add
it
literally-
wasn't follow, yeah.
No, it was. We just had it rigged up. The
Very
props people had the best day of their careers,
yeah.
I think, because they actually got to do some makeup effects.
Oh yeah,
and
this is your favorite, one of the favorite or shows you did, I'm sure.
100%. Of
course.
100%. This would have been mine if I had first pick.
Yeah, sorry to scoop you on
No,
that
that's
one.
all right.
And we didn't even show Trey had the huge giant ass white beard.
Yeah.
And because he literally said he wouldn't shave his beard until Tim
there he
Duncan
is.
retired. But Tim, in the story of 2036, Tim Duncan was still playing. Oh, it's so good.
I only got close to that look. For a while, like 2022. If I would have stuck with it through 36, maybe.
Yeah.
One of my favorite videos that I just have on my phone, just a random phone video, is Lee Ellis sitting at our desk that we used to work at every day. He's eating lunch right before, like an hour before we have to go on set.
Yeah.
He's just sitting there with his headphone in, and so you don't know what he's watching, but he's giggling, and then he puts his headphone down. He gets up while eating. It's all good.
Please come back to him one more time. I just think he looks so good in this.
I mean, the makeup is really great.
But as the show went on, he was sweating more and more too, and it's so good. Okay, so yeah, that was a pretty obvious pick. I was happy to have the number one pick in that one. JD, you have the second pick. Favorite special episode?
Yeah, there's a ton to choose from, as you know. I'm going semi-serious one, but just one of the ones that I was most happy with, and that was the third episode that we did from Real Sports in Toronto for
Good pick.
for All-Star.
2016.
It was the one time that we actually, I think, nailed it. Like our All-Star coverage, we were there for an entire week. Because it was Toronto and it was kind of a homecoming for us. Place was packed every night that we were there. We did 3 nights. But the third night, we did a poutine eating contest that was hilarious to me. That literally at least 5 minutes of just men eating poutine on national television made me laugh. And we shot it like an actual race. It was awesome. I was very annoyed with Lee that day because he had eaten a full steak dinner right before we went live, knowing that he was going to be in a poutine eating contest. But whatever.
That's like the time he ate 3 bananas before knowing he had to do a pick a payoff where he had to eat 20 bananas.
That's right. Yeah.
Same thing.
A creature of habit.
Yeah.
All-Star Toronto 2016.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Those were good shows.
Masai was on that show
was he
as
on that
well.
one?
Yeah.
Yes, he was. I thought this was going to be on the board.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we did it was jam packed because we had our Olympics, we had the skating race, we had the dunk contest, we had everything. So it was, I felt like that was our best All-Star coverage.
So did we do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in Toronto?
We did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Oh, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
And then we got kicked out of there for Inside, and then we did a live stream during the game.
Yep.
I can't remember. I don't think we did anything for Saturday because you guys just went to the dunk contest.
Yeah, we did. Greatest dunk contest ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we did like a 4-hour live stream during the game.
But then we had a party too.
There was a party. Maybe was that Saturday?
I think it was
a
Saturday.
Saturday night. Yeah, you're right.
After
It was
the
Saturday.
dunk contest.
That's right.
yeah.
That's right.
Everybody had to
It was a fun party.
Yeah.
get out there in the snow and get to
Yeah.
the party. Yeah.
Again, theme very cold.
Yeah.
So cold.
Coldest it's ever been, maybe in
Damn it.
Toronto.
That was my pick. Damn it.
Oh, sorry,
I
man.
had
Sorry.
2016 All-Star Week high on the list as well.
Yeah,
and the future episode. to be
Yeah.
honest,
Right. Yeah. But
What a
that
good
Wednesday,
year, 2016. What a year, man.
Yeah, no wonder everybody's reliving it right now.
Yeah, exactly.
that Wednesday show though, that was incredible. That the opening shot you have outside of Real Sports Bar with people, that we kind of staged, but they went in running up, and you finish on your landing spot is a poster of us, the placard,
right,
and then we
right.
get in there, we tease Trey and Lee's dunk off in the first segment, and then we have the poutine eating contest where you show some of the skating that we did.
Wow, we had the dunk contest footage in that one too.
Yes.
Jeez, that is a
That was a
banger.
great show.
Then Masai Ujiri comes in.
Yeah, he was great.
You trade his jacket.
I put on his jacket.
Put a starters T-shirt on. Yeah, there's also the dunk contest. There's the Brent Berry coming over Lee's shoulder reveal with the suit, the briefcase with the light coming out.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
How long a show do you think that was?
Well, it must have been 22-minute show.
Yeah, it was because we know, but
Yeah.
it sounds like.
Oh yeah, it sounds like
like
it.
how much
sounds
stuff
like
was
it's
in there.
fun.
Yeah, that was an incredible
Action-packed
show.
show.
Incredible show.
Good
Yeah.
pick, JD. Good pick.
Yeah. And that was the other thing. It was speaking of the taxi and the guys coming out. We had our regular crew. So Larry shot all that.
Right.
We had Todd on the jib.
Yeah.
It was Kelsey was there. She brought in the
Poutine?
The poutine. Yeah,
I
it was
forgot.
great.
Yeah,
It was
the
great.
live audience was.
Real Sports was
Awesome,
good
great.
for us there too.
Sure,
Like, it was
totally.
a perfect spot.
Yeah.
All right, Trey, you have the third pick. Favorite special episode.
Yeah, it's crazy to see your draft board actually getting depleted as time goes on. But for me, we just recently did a rewatch of this. You can find on our Substack page. The Austin Powers Halloween episode from 2018 was definitely our best Halloween episode that we ever did. Like, we went above and beyond anything we had done in the past. It wasn't just jerseys and names that we came up with,
Right.
like the interstitials with all of the crew dressing up in 60s garb and doing funny dances as well that we could
Totally.
pepper in there, like Austin Powers movies. We had Marvin Bagley on in an eye patch, and like we suckered him into doing this. We found out at the last second he happened to be the perfect guy to come in as the number 2 pick, being number 2. It was just perfect, and it was really fun actually rewatching it for our Substack page. But yeah, that's it for me. Just because I always like the Halloween episodes.
Yeah.
and I
Yeah,
thought
same.
this one's definitely the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always think it was funny with the Halloween episodes that it is like the start of the season, basically.
Yep.
We're like 2 weeks in, sometimes even, I don't know, maybe even less, I guess. But then we're doing like a crazy episode right away.
Yep.
That's a good one. I had that on the short list too. So you got the final pick here. Tons to pick from.
Yeah. I'm going to go 2019 live outside the Air Canada Center, the Raptors Arena, when we had the hottest of hot poutines brought to us. It was just great to have a live show at a game while we're outside in the friggin' NBA Finals.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
so
pretty
so that was cool. But while we're outside, we get poutine brought to us, and it was literally right off the stove with boiling hot gravy that we had to eat. We couldn't just let cool. So my tongue is burning, feeling it right now. I remember burning my tongue, but it was so good because it was poutine. But the whole thing just being there was part of it. Yeah.
Was it like a crummy day outside?
Yeah, it was raining.
Right? Yeah,
It was raining.
That's the part that
So
sucked.
we were covered.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
were
were
under
covered.
a little tent.
We were getting heated up by the poutine. It was so hot. It was crazy hot.
Yeah.
That's one of my least favorite shows.
Yeah.
Because they fucking left me in Atlanta with Matt.
Yeah. No, I know.
I didn't get to go.
Yeah, you took my Raptors one from 2016. That's the one I had. I
Yeah.
had watched every moment of that. I thought it would be on the board because that specific show.
Forget about it.
Because we were there for the whole week as well in Toronto. But I hear you.
I really wanted to take a summer league show, but I was
I
like,
have Showgirls Vegas second on my list.
I couldn't decide, and I had the first pick. I had to take April Fool's Day show, but yeah, like just summer league in general. As much as it sucked at times, like it was pretty fun. Like it was like, oh, this is our show after the games are done and at night and with a live crowd, sometimes bigger than others.
Yes.
Like I went and checked the time Lonzo Ball came on. That crowd, you can barely hear us.
Yeah. It's insane.
It's crazy when he's on, like specifically that segment.
Lakers fans were there.
It was so loud and like almost scary. Like we probably don't have enough security right now around Lonzo, or maybe like it was nuts, the concourse. Like it wasn't safe is my point. But and they were fun shows.
Yeah. Well, maybe you're thinking of Zero Fox Given.
Zero Fox Given was great.
But yeah, the cake tosses, like Buddy Hield tossing it into the crowd. A lot of good summer league moments. It was just hard to pick like a half hour.
Like even doing highlights was kind of fun. Like
that was fun.
it's just different for us. And
Silly string.
so like the show,
Say the wrong word.
Straight up shot right into your face.
Like we basically were like, let's do whatever we want. No one really cares. This is summer league. Go nuts. We've been here like 2 weeks at this point in Vegas. That'll kill a man. So it would get wacky for sure.
Yeah, Lee would always grow some kind of facial hair, like the time he grew sideburns that went so far down onto his neck. Nobody ever seen something like that before. Neck burns.
Oh, a
Tyler
forgotten
Johnson.
outfit too. Like in rewatching the Lonzo one, I remember the mechanic shirts, right? Like that year.
Yep.
But we were wearing these bright yellow starter shirts.
The bowling version, kind of.
Yeah, more of a bowling version. Yeah, I don't remember the bright yellow, but we all had them on for maybe we knew it because the Lakers were there that
maybe.
night. I don't know. We're pandering to the crowd or something. All
I
right.
would also have the past episode, the April Fool's one we did was good. Our 4-hour happy hour stream that we did early pandemic is a really funny one just because it never ends. We're just like doing the dumbest
I get so
stuff.
drunk on that
That
episode.
one is really
We're
funny.
bombed by the end of it.
The 90s show, I grabbed a screen grab just because I knew the future show was coming up.
Yeah.
And this was a fun one because we shot it in SD. And I had to go to Brent Berkman and hey, man, we're shooting today's show in HD or in SD. And he was fine with it. He was like, oh, cool. Good idea.
Nice.
Any other ones?
69 nuggets in 22 minutes.
Ooh, I thought
That was a funny one. That was almost a pick 'em payoff. But
Yeah.
I don't think it was.
No,
I think it was just
why
like. I think Westbrook had a 20-20-20 game. And I was like, okay, I'll eat 60 nuggets. And then we just did it. I don't know, it was late in the season. Just a little spice.
Yeah, shows get weird in March, I guess. I can't believe that's not a pick 'em payoff.
Yeah, same.
I don't think it was.
No, the time we made Lee eat fast food was a pick up.
Yes.
The other one I had on my notes here was the 5th anniversary live show at El Macambo in Toronto. But like, I don't even know if that counts. I guess it would.
Counts, sure.
It's a special episode.
Sure, of course.
And we did a lot in that one.
Too much.
Too much, maybe. Yes. A musical that we actually wrote, practiced, and performed, which is probably the best part, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
Then an unhinged game show.
Yeah.
That was the worst part, if we're being honest.
Totally.
But the Friars Club roast at the end was very
was
funny,
good.
too. Because Trey's there, too. You, JD, Trey, and Matt are roasting me and me and Tass for the most part, but everybody's taking some shots.
Yeah.
And it's good. You guys are good. You brought it.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go to the third category here. Favorite guest. JD, you have the first pick.
Oh, I was going to offer this up as a trade because nobody on my list you guys will have, I don't think.
Oh, really?
I mean, I got Wendell, I got Peter Sawkins, I got the cast of Star Trek.
No, just go ahead. Make your pick.
My
Just-
favorite
yeah.
guest. Oh God.
Who cares?
You know what? I'm going Peter Sawkins. Peter Sawkins, the winner of the Great British Bake Off. Just a goddamn delight. Clippers fan. And just it was just fun. It was one of the good things about the pandemic is we got to sort of go off the rails a bit and and just create content because we had to. I mean, that's how we met Eshua Kid. He was a guest. He was on my list talking about his Star Wars wedding during the pandemic. But Peter Sawkins, he's, you know, he was the first guest where I was like, oh, this is awesome. Finally, a guest that I'm into.
We've had like multiple Hall of Famers, every NBA legend you can imagine, even young prospects, #1 picks that would go on. Nope, JD likes the guy that won. Great British Bake Off.
And
he listens to this day too.
Yeah,
Fansville.
hopefully he's listening
or
to
watches.
this. And and he came on Is This Good, and he was just as good there. So
Yeah.
shout out to Peter.
Okay, wow.
Everybody's reliving 2016 on Instagram, and I saw Peter put up the time he made a starter's cake.
Yep,
Yeah.
we reshared it.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. All right, Trey, you have the next pick.
Wow, surprise. I mean, a surprise that Peter Sawkins went off first. But great guest. For me, maybe controversial. You'll have to give me a ruling.
I have
on
a
this.
feeling where you're going here.
When I went in the locker room with the Cavs after the 2016 championship and talked to all of their players after they just won the craziest Game 7 of a generation.
That's acceptable.
We allow it. Of
Yeah. I mean, like, the guys literally shouting out our show after their biggest moment in their NBA careers. That was really awesome. So, yeah, I don't know. It's like Kyrie, Amon Shumpert, Tristan Thompson, Austin Carr, their broadcaster.
Is there Channing Frye?
Shirtless Channing Frye.
Yep, nice.
Yeah, arm around me.
Yeah.
Kind of gross when I really think about it. just played a high intensity basketball game, no shirt on. J.R. Smith. Yeah, it was great. It was awesome.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that counts for sure.
Yeah,
Lump
for
them all
sure.
together. The Cavaliers locker room after winning the
Yeah.
title, coming
Yep.
back 3-1.
So much of the roster there, and that's a lot of them too. Yeah.
Tess, third pick.
Third pick, I'm also going with someone who wasn't a guest, like at the desk as well. I'm going with Big Baby Davis.
Okay.
Great one.
Good one.
It was a good one because basically we had to talk to his people and say, listen, I look like Hito Turkoglu, Big Baby Davis's teammate. We filmed something back in Toronto when Hito Turkoglu missed a game and he went out that night. And we said he likes to dance, so that's me dancing. So when Big Baby Davis shows up to this, essentially a parking lot, we're gonna be dancing together.
That's basically it.
Yeah, they're like, okay. So they relayed it to Big Baby Davis. He went and watched the video, and he's quoted. There's an SB Nation article out there that I went back and read. And he said, I thought it was hilarious. So he comes and shows up. There's no music. Zero music. That's the best part. JD just asking him to do what he wanted him to do, and him do some stupid dancing. I give him a piece of pizza. He eats a piece of pizza. So that
sport,
was
man.
just great. Yes,
You got on his shoulders at one point.
Oh yeah, it's a dunk.
You guys are on the golf cart. Yeah.
Yeah. The trust
Yeah.
of a current NBA player to say do some stupid stuff. I was impressive. So
And we shot for multiple hours, it felt like.
Yeah.
It was at least 2 hours of just running around in public, no security, no nothing. Of just me shooting, you guys dancing. Like
To no music.
in public, people just walking around like it was crazy that he was into it.
I remember I
totally
did
into
not
it.
go with you guys to that shoot. I was doing something else.
We
And I
were
just remember you
photoshopping
guys-
a lot.
We were photoshopping. That's okay, yeah. The Photoshop boys. Maybe one of the first times the Photoshop boys really were cranking out the photoshops.
I think so.
Probably.
Could be.
But when you guys came back, I remember like, well, how did it go? And you guys were like, great, I guess. Like, I think we have something here. And then you guys cut it together. It was amazing.
That's good.
All right, that's great. So I have the final pick here in favorite guest. I think I'm cheating a little bit too. Does Shaq count?
Yes.
Okay. Shaq came on twice, I believe only twice.
Yeah.
Really. Though played a part in a third clip that went viral with Trey when he massaged your beard the one time. But anyway, Shaq came on and gave me a wedgie, which will probably be one of like the more iconic moments from our show's history when it's all said and done. So there's that. But then I forgot we did the wedgie video with him, the music video, which he really got into. And he's dancing like crazy. And we're all in that one. And then, him at one of the finals where he went by you and massaged your beard. And that went viral. So I'll go Shaq. You know, every time he came
Great
on,
choice.
it was incredible.
Yeah.
It was like one of the best moments we ever had.
Yeah.
It still drives me crazy thinking about that. I think it was Rick who made the cue cards for him, and he wrote, "I'm Shaq O'Neal" on it. He read it, "I'm Shaq O'Neal." No one calls him that. Shaq or Shaquille O'Neal. But he's like, it says Shaq O'Neal, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Because Shaq's whole thing was like, I'm coming in, you've got me for 3 minutes, let's go. And you had to be ready to go.
He crushed it.
And he would just crush it. Yeah. That's how he did his commercials, right? He would crank out 10
So
commercials
funny.
in a day.
Totally.
He's like, let's go. Let's do it.
He stayed longer than he was going to. He also said, "You ain't giving me a wedgie." By the end of it, we put tighty whities over his suit and started giving him a wedgie, and he was totally fine with
Oh,
it.
yeah, he was loving it. He was like, this is great. This is great. So Shaq is my pick, but I can't believe Brent Barry made the rounds there.
Yep.
Maybe just because we had him on, but Brent Barry is our best guest, recurring
Totally.
guest for sure. Steve Nash I had on here, just going way back
Yeah.
when we talked to him back in whatever year that was. Oh, my God. I don't know. Late 2000s.
I want to say 2010.
Yeah, maybe 2010. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds right.
Yeah.
That was to me like, oh my God, I'm meeting my hero.
At the
Dikembe-
Nate Robinson's soccer event.
Yes.
That's what that was at.
What was that?
No, it
Nash's?
was Nash's
Oh, was
soccer
Nash's?
event.
Robinson was
Robinson,
there.
he walked into
My bad.
the interview halfway through.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
Dikembe Mutombo, the late great
Yep.
Dikembe Mutombo was awesome on the
He was.
starters. Vince Carter.
And off air. Dikembe was great off
Yes,
air.
yes,
We were
yes.
just talking.
Vince Carter. I think maybe that was therapeutic for me as a longtime Raptors fan. We talked
yeah.
about those
Good
days
guess. We get a
where we
lot.
had a lot of
Some good
hate
guess.
in our heart for Vince when he left and how that went. But then turns out Vince is like the best. Was great on the show. And then one more bit of a wild card. Christian and Scooby.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah.
Couple times too, because we did talk to him in Paris.
Yep.
I came up with a Scooby challenge.
That's right.
We had to perch on a ball. So it was
right.
funny the first time he came on too.
Shameful moment for me. I couldn't hold my back tight enough, like in an all fours, for Scooby to balance properly on my back.
Oh yeah.
That's why I had to start really getting my core strength up because I let Scooby down.
All right, so that's 3 categories down. We got 3 to go still, but we got to take a quick break to hear from our sponsor. The NBA is fantastic right now, and FanDuel's putting you in control right from the tip-off because today you get to choose your reward. Take your shot with a profit boost. Play it cool with a no-sweat bet. Or get a little backup with a bet-back token. It's all about finding what fits your game. The way you like to play. Yeah, you. The way you like to win. Yeah, you like to win. I'm Team Profit Boost. I've said this before. Boost me up, baby. Put me in a booster seat in the back seat of your car. We're profiting. No matter how you play. Should be a new commercial for FanDuel. Profit Boost. No matter how you play, FanDuel's giving you the power to choose your reward and your own game this NBA season. So make your pick, get in the game, and play it your way. Thank you to FanDuel for obviously being a sponsor here on No Dunks. All right, 3 categories still to go. If you're just joining us or you've been with us the whole show, want to hear your answers here in the stream team too. And I know you guys are sharing some of your favorite picks, be it payoff or guest or special episode. And then these 3 here. Next one, favorite musical number. Here it is. Trey got the number 1 pick.
A lot of musical numbers out there to choose from. Will I draft Matt singing Sleeping in My Cup? Will I draft Matt singing Who Gets the Credit for the Bat Yoti? No, those are off-air moments. Save them. Favorite musical number for me, it is a confirmed classic, Like a Bosch. Just went up on our YouTube page.
Yep.
I think it's perfect. It was a great video. For me, it was special because I just recently had come to the show, even though I was still living back in Illinois. But, you know, Skeets and I looked up the transcript today, just chatting back and forth, different little lines, and I was happy that some of them made it.
Oh, wow.
The video
Yeah.
was a major success.
You got a writing
as well.
credit on Like a Bosch?
Yeah, I got a writing credit on Like a Bosch. I got a scream credit. So,
Yeah.
you know, I felt like I'd really made it at that time. So, yeah, that was it for me. That was an easy one.
Good pick.
Yeah.
Number 1 pick with a bullet there in musical number.
Musical number.
JD, you just obviously rewatched it.
I did, yeah.
Did it hit like you thought it would?
It did. I was glad. There was a big argument because it was obviously it's a cover of Like a Boss.
Yes.
And we had the original their track, the Lonely Island guys track, but we ended up replacing it. And nobody was happy about it, especially me. But it felt like this is going on TV. Like it went on TV in Canada, so we're like, we gotta not have it. And now I think we were able to monetize it because of that.
You're right.
So 20 years later, 15 years later, it was the right decision.
Good. It was funny. Honestly, it was funnier than I remembered.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like in rewatching it, I'm like
doing a lot of stuff.
I know.
Back
It's like what crazy Chris Bosh.
Entourage. He's got like a tattoo documentary. Tucked his shirt in. We're like, oh, look at this guy with his tucked in shirt.
And I used to have, we don't have it anymore, but just like on a flip camera, Tass doing his part, the improv like a bosh, and all the like just the raw sort of without the backing track. It's just him in an office right next to the president of the company is on one side and the CFO is on the other side, and we're in our office going like a bosh.
That's a good point.
It's great.
Oh, it is such a good one. And I always forget that there is the opening part with the stapler, and like that's why we're saying Like a Bosh, and then there's the button on the end, which is like actually poking fun of the whole thing. Like, well, you're exaggerating or you're overreacting.
Right.
Like he's fine. Chris Bosh is actually good. It's just he's had a little rough stretch here. So that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right, good pick.
Well written.
Like a Bosh goes number one. Tass, you have the second pick.
Now I'm going back to Shaq. I got to do it. Shaq coming in and doing the whole commercial thing.
That was my number one.
Sorry, man.
Revenge is yours, Tess.
The way we just asked him to walk into our studio. This is our house. You know what I mean? And he comes in and is just a super weirdo. Just perfect fitting. He's smelling underwear. He puts underwear right up into his nostrils.
Smelling underwear.
I mean, he sold it with the lines directly to the camera, and because it's a lot of him just sort of ad-libbing is the first like 15 seconds of that 45-second video. It's just him. So he sells it. I mean, stick the wedgies in if you want to be my friend. It's in my head, so I can understand why you wanted to pick it first, JD. What other reasons did you pick it first?
I love that it's basically an homage to Russell Oliver, the jewelry guy, the gold guy. In
I want your gold.
And it was just a super fun shoot, and it turned out great, and it's one of the weirdest things we've ever done.
Super weird.
I mean, that went up on the official NBA YouTube account, which has at this point 24 million subscribers.
I forgot about that.
Doesn't have a lot of views, unfortunately, for 24 million subscribers, but the top 3 comments are, well, that just happened. Second one, don't do drugs, kids. And the third one is, I'm hard as a rock. So it made me laugh. Also, correct me if I'm wrong, the starters wedgie hotline,
yes,
we set that up.
We did
we not? It's a 1-855-4-wedgie. And we had something on the...
I think it was Shaq, wasn't it?
I think you're right.
I think he...
Oh, really?
When you called it, it was him saying... whatever.
I want your wedgies.
I want your wedgies. Give me your wedgies.
Yeah,
or something
I think
like
so
that.
too.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. That's a nice attention to detail right there. All right, great pick. Good pick there. I have the third pick in favorite musical number. It was down to 2 for me. And they're oldies, I'll admit. They're oldies but goodies. Scal Says, the LeBron James diss track, which was maybe one of our first quote unquote musical numbers.
Yeah.
That was in the running, but I'm going to go with the Show and Love music video that, the whole bit is like everybody's asking us to show love to their team. So you don't talk about our team enough. All that. So we literally wrote an R&B song about us showing love to all, I was going to say 30 teams. So it was really 29 because the joke is we forget about the Clippers at the end. And it's like the lyrics are legit funny. I remember where I was writing it with Matt Austin. I can picture us sitting down and writing this thing, a majority of it at least, and then the music video is like next level. Tass in the, sort of Boys to Men sort of vibe. He's got the do-rag though. He was hilarious. He's doing like those hilarious ad libs off the top. I got this crazy wig on too. It's good. And the lyrics are very funny.
Yeah, it's very funny. Shout out to Mr. Show. Is full-on ripoff of their 2 + 2 - 1 or whatever their R&B guys were. Fun shoot. Again, super cold. We were outside on your roof, I think.
We were.
Was
the
it
condo.
Your, yeah, that's right. In the middle of winter. I wish we had that because
we don't have that one.
Doesn't
I don't
exist.
know. I can't find it.
So there's that small part of it in the 1000th episode show.
Yeah.
But that's a bummer. Yeah. We don't have that at all. We can't find it.
It's got to be
surprising.
somewhere. Well, it'll turn up. It'll
Turn out.
Hey, maybe you still got the lyrics somewhere?
I'd have to search.
Show and Love.
You want to remake it?
Parentheses no dunks version?
Yeah.
Now that we own the Masters?
Yeah. Taylor Swift style.
Yeah, exactly.
Got him on Scooter Brown.
Did we do it live at a show once? Were we planning on it? Or?
I thought so. Didn't you play drums?
I did.
Something like that? Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
And I think Matty O was on bass for it.
Oh, yeah. That would have been the.
That was a different live show, not the 500th.
No, that. Oh, it wasn't the 500?
Maybe it was. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like it was.
Damn, we did do way too much in that show.
Yeah. No. You're putting two shows together. There was the 500th show, and then there was the 5-year anniversary.
Oh,
That's
right.
at El Macombo where we did way too much.
Right.
But we did other stuff at the 500th show. I think we sang it there. You're right.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, JD, of the last pick here. You're the musical guy of the group.
Yeah. Scal Says, or was that what it's called? Scal
Yeah, we
Says?
called it Scal Says.
That was good. I think I'm going to go NBA Christmas Caroling,
Okay.
where we went out in the streets of Toronto, speaking of cold. My friend Derek was dressed up as Santa. He was on keyboard, and we just went around Toronto, and you guys were dressed as elves and singing Christmas carols, but you changed the lyrics to, to NBA stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
Jose Calderon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, instead of Feliz Navidad.
And it was funny. It was hell to shoot, but it worked out great. And then later we did like a KTEL sort of order this Christmas thing, and that was a whole new set of songs. But it was fun. It was
We
weird
wrote a lot
and
of
funny.
NBA Christmas songs.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm going Christmas.
That was a great one.
Some good leftovers here. Merry Christmas to your mom.
Oh, yeah.
Young Santa and Reindeer Freak. More recent, obviously. Anytime Lee rapped.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What was his name again? His rap name?
Chuck
Yeah.
Chuck D League?
Chuck D League. Yeah. That's it. Like he never find the beat at all.
No, never could find the beat.
Yeah,
But we
He'd write funny lyrics, though.
We did a lot of 4-bar Fridays.
We did.
That was when he was in his prime.
Chuck D. League.
Spitting.
Yeah. Anytime Lee was on the mic, so all the in memoriams as well.
I can't believe
that's a
that
good
didn't
one.
get
Yeah,
picked.
I was ready to pick that. That was up high. Matt on the stool. Thankfully, I got to pull out my recorder multiple times.
right.
And
I forgot
and
that
you guys,
the first in memoriam was just you and Matt. You know that?
I forgot. No.
Yeah,
I
it was
remember
you
that.
on the recorder
And
and Matt on the guitar. That's the first version.
And were they doing My Heart Will Go On?
Maybe.
Or-
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then we did obviously
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
And then eventually we're all singing.
Yeah, I had-
we'll step into the mic.
I would have known that it would have been My Heart Will Go On because I was ready. I pulled out my recorder today because I have a photo of Matt writing down the notes of what they were. A bunch of C sharps. I'm like, oh man, I got to relearn the C sharp. And I guess that was it. The first time it was an award show. We pull out in memoriam, but the rest of them were the four of us singing, and Lee on the mic is just. It's gold. Man.
Oh man! Just like I love that one where we all step to the mic. That one.
That's very funny.
Gets funnier
Yeah.
and funnier.
The black room.
Yeah. I used the photo of us still, like the 5 of us, I guess, because Matt's sitting on the guitar.
Right.
I use that for any like joking, like in memoriam, like put a dead rose in that photo, like saying goodbye to something on Twitter all the time. I love it.
There
Yeah.
it is.
Oh yeah,
There
there
it
it was for the Hamaker Slimmer catalog. Exactly.
That's
Rest in peace to the Hamaker Slimmer catalog. Okay, where are we here? We are to category 5, favorite recurring segment. Tass, you have the number 1 pick.
I'm going with a pretty standard segment. I'm going with Crossfire.
Oh yeah,
Number one.
Hey,
on
don't
my
overthink
list.
it.
Number one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so good. Two people yelling at each other at podiums while one person is the referee. You got the handheld camera flying to each person and flying to the referee. And I brought that up. I was talking about it with Danielle, and she goes, "Why don't you guys do that anymore? It's a constant thing. Why don't you do that?" I'll tell you why. We don't have a fucking camera person, a production truck or a control room.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. But 3 basketball topics, 3 arguments. It's just a good segment.
Yeah.
Done. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that one I feel like is the most. Why don't you guys do this anymore?
Yes.
Segment we have.
Yes.
Yeah. It is.
I totally agree.
I have to admit though, I hated the first setup in the older studio at the Starters. Remember, we were like on the other side of the studio.
Right.
Oh sure, yeah.
And did we even have a ref when we
thought-
were doing it back then?
Giant mat head.
Oh, the giant mad head.
I think so.
yes, that's how
right.
that
Yeah,
one
I
went.
think-
You're right. I never loved that one as
Yeah.
much. It was fine. Whatever. It was a different segment for the show.
Matt had-
But it went up a notch when we were in the small studio with the
bricks.
guy in the middle with the bricks.
Yeah.
We were way closer. Cameraman Todd always getting his finger in the shot by accident, not knowing where to go, and the zings fly. Like the energy was that was Crossfire.
Yeah.
That was at its best. Yeah, I hated that first version, iteration, I should say.
Yeah,
But
well,
we got there.
Yeah,
we got
it's,
there.
it's where what it became, not where it started. But
That's right.
Very
Well, I mean, actually, it's pretty crazy to go back and listen to the pilot episode. You could argue Crossfire was on the first ever pilot episode.
Yep.
Like we call it, I forget what we call it.
crunch time.
Yeah,
or
something like that. And
Yeah.
you're yelling out the question, and
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Tass and I are giving, somewhat quick answers.
Yeah.
I guess it's like a little bit of it's rapid fire meets Crossfire to some extent, but
Yeah.
good one. Okay, Crossfire gone. Recurring segment. All right, I have the second pick here. Oh, okay. I have to ask. You can say no. Is the dunk contest a recurring segment? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
say.
very high on my list as well.
Okay. Obviously, a different type of recurring segment because a lot of these are like maybe weekly, whatever. But this one is a yearly one for the most part. So I will go to the dunk contest going all the way back then to the very first one, which was in Phoenix during All-Star Weekend, where we just bought a Fisher-Price net and had kids dunk on it, and we graded them.
Ooh, yeah.
And we had a bunch of weirdos dunk on it too, and that was funny as well. So that was the genesis of the dunk contest. But then it, of course, turned into Trey versus Lee for 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
That was great. Some incredibly creative dunks, some hilarious moments. And then I took over for Lee, and we battled.
We just did it once.
We just did once, okay? We had a great one, I think, in the Superdome where we're throwing
Yep.
down. So I guess 5 in total. A lot of dunks.
Yeah.
I like that.
Good one.
I would have picked it for sure.
Okay.
Same.
Okay.
I thought 2016 was the culmination. That was the one where it was the rubber match between me and Lee. He crushed me first year, I crushed him second year, and then the third one was the Toronto
Yeah.
All-Star.
Yes.
And it was just good. Like he did
Yeah.
good, I did good.
Yeah.
But we didn't
But
actually
I
shoot that
always
one,
have
right?
a lot of regrets is that I was out of dunks, like good dunks by the
Yeah,
time I
yeah.
got to go up against you. I
you were
was
like-
scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Really? You still got creative though. And then we had Matt Bonner grading them
Yep.
during that live show. But that one was good though because we had some like shit talking heading into it. Like we were building that one out.
That was good.
We were like, all right, Lee, you've dunked enough. Now it's Trey versus me. But yeah, so all 5 of those are great.
Good.
JD, you have the next pick.
Well, you went with an annual one.
Okay.
I'm going to go with one that was a huge pain in the ass for everyone, I think. I'm going the awards show, the annual awards show.
The Starties?
We actually did it as the Basketball Jones in the score. And we always took it very seriously. Like we put on an actual awards show, got dressed up. We got in the starters days, we got Kristen Ledlow come in and host it, and she was great. And she would always wear her finest gown. And
Yeah.
she took it very seriously. And we got the great clip from Giannis when he accepted his award. Was that? Yeah, that's what happened, right? Did he?
He accepted
He
it.
did.
Yeah,
Accepted.
2016
Yeah.
most improved player.
Tass Mellis for hating on me.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
something
That's
like that.
Yeah, when I went and searched on YouTube, annoying YouTube along the progress bar that shows you the most clicked part of it, and it's that Giannis acceptance.
Right.
But it was 44 minutes of magic. It was every single show.
Yeah.
We would do wanker of the year or whatever, worst of the year. Yeah.
Which was always funny. But again, a huge pain in the ass. Like so many elements we had to put into the show. Mm-hmm. We never did it live because it was too many moving parts.
Yeah.
We always did the In Memoriam, which we've already mentioned.
Right.
Which was always funny. It's a deadly serious song that Matt wrote that, right?
Yeah.
And but just like the funny things that sort of went away that season. So all in all, it was good. I hated doing it, but when it was done, I thought it was really good.
The Starties.
Yeah.
What was it called in the Jones days?
I don't know.
The Jonesies?
Hey, maybe. Makes sense.
Yeah. I don't think it was, though. But
We made Kristen Ledlow say the word "Venus" once upon a time because the Hornets the mascot got hit with a basketball and like the lower third said "Venus."
I forgot.
good memory. All right. Well, we have Trey has the final pick here in the correct segment.
Man.
What do you got left on your list?
Oh
here?
man, what do I got left on my list? The Clipper Bros. It was on my list.
Yeah, wow.
Just playing Clipper Bros every show. Nobody else cares about this guy, but I love this guy. The Kate scale, Lee would rate every show based on various Kates. Like if we had a really great show, it was a Beckinsale.
Yep. He was number one.
Uncle Bob coming back and complaining.
Yes. Good recurring
The
segment.
Jared Greenberg theme song.
Yeah.
So good.
Jared Greenberg.
That was awesome.
See those grill marks theme song for 3D. He could have been up there for favorite guest as well, but I'm gonna follow what the stream team is saying here. The pun gun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna draft the pun gun. It's been
a
retired for quite some time.
Yep.
I feel like it started with Hector Brito. Was the first name we ever punned, but this was back when like thank yous on Facebook were a thing.
Yeah.
We just did a whole bunch of jokes, and somehow it turned into us doing different NBA names, and I don't think I'll ever be able to have another day in my life where I don't remember the name Gray Biscuit's dad Quest.
It's impossible not
For
to.
Gravis Vasquez. So good. The pun gun.
Pun gun. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a good one. With the music too.
Yeah.
And like the fire in. And then at one point Matt started adding
horse.
like the horse dying after gunshots. That was funny. That's a good one. That's great. I also just had for a recurring segment, Rapid Fire has produced some of the funniest moments
For sure.
in the podcast history. Like a lot of them come from Rapid Fire tangents and answers and whatever. So good stuff. All right. Our final category here is a bit of a weird one. Favorite off-air moment. I have the number one pick. I didn't know where to go with this. Obviously, it's so much to pick from. So I'm going with a strange one because I wanted something like when I think of the starters days, it was, I'm pulling back the curtain here, but we've talked about this before. Like we would make a 22-minute live television show. It wouldn't go live on the air until, 6:30, something like that.
We were the starters.
Yeah,
Get you ready for the night.
That's right. But to make a 22-minute television show would take hours upon hours of work, which means because we're basically producers, all of us producers on the show, we were all there at the studio or in the office for, whatever. It was like a full day, like a 9 to 5 type of day. Maybe not that long, but we would get there and like hours ahead of the show. So the point is we spent so much time together. Lots of jokes, lots of obviously getting tired of each other at times, people leaving and going for walks and stuff like that. But I will always think during those starters days of us playing HQ Trivia. And this really dates us too, right? Because HQ Trivia came, burned bright, and then obviously went away. But when I think it would be like 3:00 in the afternoon or something like that.
Yeah.
So it was like the perfect time for us because we sort of had the show ready to go, and now it was like sort of waiting around a little bit. So we would all play HQ Trivia on our phones. And man, the one time we won that one time, we celebrated like we won the championship. Like I just like a hilarious, it just brings me joy thinking of those days. So us playing
100%.
HQ trivia in the office is a weird
was
pick.
awesome.
It was
Sorry,
awesome.
we got to take 20 minutes here and try and answer these questions.
And we would like fight with each other.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you take that answer, I'll take this answer. It was always trying to game the system because we had 6 of us playing, but we could rarely win.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It was hard. You didn't have a lot of time. Yeah.
No.
And tough questions too.
Yeah, a lot of pressure.
So that
was
I'm going
fun.
with that as a weird pick.
Yeah, it's a great pick.
Okay, good. I'm happy. You have the second pick, JD.
I'm not overthinking this. Bamboo Boys.
Oh wow.
Us
yeah,
just hanging
yeah,
out at the
yeah.
pool in Vegas. Pre-show, couple of beers, just decompressing before the show. I liked all of the hanging out at Vegas. The hanging out part was great.
Yeah.
Even if it was for 2 weeks and too long.
Yeah.
But yeah, just making time to just hang out by the pool and
It basically became our office
yeah,
because we would tell people,
Sure.
hey, come meet us at the bamboo pool.
yeah, that's right.
The boys will be there. That's what we'll be there for hours
Yeah.
before we got to go work at night to do
right.
a live show.
That's right. And if you showed up, you were an honorary bamboo boy
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right away.
Yep.
Whether you were a boy or a girl.
Yep.
It's great. So a lot of fun times at that pool, at those pools, I guess.
And then the bamboo pool caught on fire the one year.
Caught on fire.
It was a tragedy.
Tough one for the boys.
Yeah. All right, good pick. Really
choice.
good pick. We spent way too much time in Vegas together.
Yeah.
But those were fun, those hours. But then they were also the saddest times because he'd be like,
Yeah.
damn, it's like 2:30.
Better go to the gym.
Should we have one more? No, yeah, I got to shower and we got to get going to the gym. Yeah.
the real
okay.
office?
Okay.
By the end of the week, we're pretty buzzed going into work.
Oh, the 1 year in particular where you and I added a beer basically every day of that trip. How many beers can we keep adding? I definitely had to lose a hangover at one point before a live show at night.
Yeah.
All right, Trey, you have the next pick in favorite off-air moment.
Yeah, first and foremost, I got to give a shout out here. Hector Brito is in the stream team.
Wow!
Today.
Wow!
Today.
Goodness.
And he
Wow.
says, yo, it's me, Hector. I remember it was Tass who did it. It was on a Facebook. Thank you. Long timer.
Oh, yeah.
We appreciate that.
Wow!
We very much appreciate that.
Like 2011, maybe something. Wow.
Easily over
Hector.
10 years ago.
Coming through.
Yeah, it was definitely TBJ days. That's pretty crazy. So shout out to you. And shout out to everybody who's been around for a long time.
No
Yes.
doubt.
There's many decade plusers out there. For me, favorite off-air moment, anytime we did karaoke together.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good picks!
In particular, the Take It Easy debacle.
Oh my God!
How many times do you think Take It Easy played in a row? It must have been
no.
50 times in a row.
I was going to say 50. I think
was
that might be an
insane.
exaggeration, but
I think
was
it's a
lot.
little bit of an exaggeration, but it's high.
We couldn't figure it out.
And I was trying. I was trying my ass off to figure it out. Why
Sometimes
did
we
he
just
keep
let it play.
playing the start of Take It Easy?
I've been running down the road, trying to listen my load. I got 7 women on my mind.
And then we would stop it.
Sometimes it was like you'd be like so into trying to figure out the whole song would play.
Yep.
And then guess what? Take It Easy again.
Oh, my
But we had a
God.
lot of great karaoke moments. We met a woman that we called Tall Hattie for the
Yep.
rest of our lives. At one of these. We once did karaoke with Kobayashi.
Kobayashi
Weird.
Singing it.
Yeah, singing it.
Kobayashi
Obla
singing
di,
it.
obla da.
We
So,
did
yeah.
karaoke in a live bar in San Antonio, I want to say, or on the outskirts of San
San
Antonio.
Antonio, yeah.
With like Shay. Was Shay there? I don't know.
think
Maybe not
so.
Shay.
Carl's from Hipster Runoff and
That's-
Kev Cops.
Yeah.
Cops, yeah.
Lee did karaoke, sang that Robbie Williams song.
Angels.
Oh my gosh.
It was
yeah.
Angels, yeah.
Yeah, we've got video of that.
Yeah, too good.
Hell, Pick 'em Payoff. One of the first ever Pick 'em Payoffs was me doing karaoke at a bar in Toronto. Yep. Wow, good pick,
Karaoke
man.
is fun.
Yeah. You know what's
Very
so
fun,
funny
yeah.
that you went with that? I just said to Nora the other day, I want to go do karaoke.
Right.
I just had a buzz. I was like, I just want to go sing, baby. I just want to sing. It really just like something. I was singing in the shower. I was like, we gotta go do karaoke. It's like, all right, let's go. But
Is there live karaoke's here? Private karaoke?
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know. I mean,
oh,
you've
there's
heard about it,
private
yeah.
karaoke's. Yeah, we've done it
for sure.
a long time ago. When Matt was
Yeah.
still living here. Yeah.
Is that when you and Nora came in arguing about who was a better singer the
That
other
day
day?
here, yeah, recently, yeah. We've been talking about that. I'm convinced I'm a better singer than my wife.
There's something like
She doesn't like that. I don't know. We'll see. What were you going to say?
oh no, I was going to say something pointless because nobody lives here in Atlanta, but I was going to say there's some in like the Buford Strip.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, that's where they are at. Yeah.
All right. Tass, you have the final pick here in this entire squad episode. Favorite off-air moment?
Yeah, the group ones are the best ones. This one's it's got Shaq in it, so it's great because it's Shaq, but it's also completely selfish. Shaq came up to us when we were in that sort of communal space at Turner. We were sitting doing our thing. Shaq just comes up and says, "Pick a number between 1 and 10," and then we all pick numbers, and I picked the right one. He goes, "You win," and he threw me a phone, like he threw me a boxed Samsung phone. And that was it.
That changed your life, man. You were a Samsung man.
I was a Samsung man for years, and I loved it. Okay, all right. I was a Samsung man, but JD behind the scenes. Oh, funny. I sold that one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I literally didn't keep it
Oh, that's
because I
amazing.
tried to get to Samsung. It was a monster. It was probably big enough for Shaq's hands.
Yeah,
it was
sure.
such a big phone before phones were huge, and I just couldn't get used to it. So I sold it for a lot of money. Back then, it was like $1,000, $1,000 for a freaking
Wow.
phone.
Damn, what
I gave
number did
Shaq
you pick?
half.
I wish I picked it.
I gave Shaq half the money. No, I didn't. But I did eventually got to Samsung. Moved to Samsung. It was great. Now I'm back.
We
at Apple.
hated
Round
it.
trip.
That was the most
It was a pain.
annoying couple of years. You stayed true to it for a while.
Yeah, but Shaq just coming through, just in a moment where he just like, I'll give it to these guys, and then he'd come to trust us to come into our studio, give wedgies. The Shaq experience was just fun in general.
No one picking. Well, I guess karaoke sort of played a part in some of those trips, but the no off season required tour,
Yep.
could have sort of went with that.
that was-
The majority.
was fun.
There was some funny ass
Oh,
moments.
gosh.
Yeah, I did have.
Tass with a pizza or something.
Oh, that was me. Tass pranked me with the pizza
right.
boxes. Well, it was me in Lee's room, and these guys were like getting us back or whatever. Yeah.
You think you can prank Gary?
Oh, that was the funniest when he stormed out of the room and he's scaring me.
Oh god.
You think
Scary.
you can prank Gary? Matt's little socks. When we would go to his room, he just had socks hanging everywhere in his room.
Oh man, they were in the,
Like every pair of his socks that he had.
the van console.
Yeah.
Opening
They're
the
like, how
console,
are they
there's
in
two
here?
socks. They're not big.
Any other moments there, JD, you had on your list?
Off-air moments. I remember when we showed David Stern. What was the Stern?
Stern, yeah.
David Stern drinking the water.
Yeah.
We were in the control room, and Scooter Vertino, the VP of of NBA TV, we like to say he kicked a chair, but he sort of just put his head down and was like slamming the desk and so, why would you put that on the air? And we were on the air, like this was when we were doing the show live. It was like, God damn, okay, sorry, man.
That was early, too.
That was early.
And then we had to cut it out
Yeah, we had to cut it out.
of the re-airs. Yeah.
Yeah,
Couldn't show a man struggling to drink a water.
that's right. My favorite, speaking of the treehouse, which was the area task where you got your phone,
Yeah.
and Shaq. My favorite sort of overheard Shaq moment, or when he's hugging somebody. Was he hugging one of you guys? And he says, "You can't hug like that. You got to hug dick to dick."
Yeah, that was. Yeah. He definitely was.
So good.
Anytime
So
he would
good.
come through, man, it's like a goddamn tornado.
No,
like,
totally.
just coming through. Like, here you go. Hold on, everybody.
Anytime somebody would come out of the bathroom, he'd say, "You just take a shit." Every time. And that's why he gets drafted in favorite guests.
Yeah.
Things like that. I also have the game that we continue to play. Who tweeted it?
Yes.
Where we just read a random tweet, and it's always Nate Jones. Spoiler alert! Every single time.
Most of the time, it's Nate Jones. It's got a lot of like unique tweets.
Totally.
That we can always pull from. I also had this was a little selfish, but off-air moment. But when celebrating the Raptors 2019 championship, because I was in Toronto
Yeah.
for that night and for that game, and then got to celebrate in the city with all my friends. Like that was just surreal. And that was our final
Yeah, you were
starter
fired
show
as well.
Yeah, and but then I remember like I stayed up all night basically, caught the flight back, and you were at the pool because we used to live in the same complex.
yeah.
And I showed up, and like we both had Raptors jerseys on. We're like celebrating. Like I was awake for like 36 straight hours. And then we did. I guess we ended up doing a drop podcast, and that was the final
Wow, we
episode.
did?
Yep, we did one more show. In our studio at the desk,
Right.
like audio show.
Yeah,
Right.
okay.
'Cause remember
I remember you coming in with
that's what
Roy
we-
Williams style.
Yeah, that we did that, and that was the final one. So that was a favorite as well.
I enjoyed trying the Lee pee after Lee blew our minds, saying that only when it was nighttime,
Yeah.
he would sit backwards on the toilet. So, I don't even remember what his reasoning was, but I had to try it immediately afterwards. It's
His
not
reasoning
good.
was so random. It was like he thought it was just made less like sort of commotion and noise. Like
Maybe
so
it
he
was
didn't wake
quieter,
up wrong.
yeah.
And it was baffling.
Yeah, that was one of the weirdest things anybody's ever said.
And then he said a lot of crazy things. One of the best fights was me and him arguing about him having to eat a banana for breakfast
man.
every morning.
That's one of the
my
classic
favorites.
moments.
Where I'll just lose it. I'll get legit upset. Oh, good stuff. All right, we'll call it there. I don't think we need to recap this one in particular. It's sort of a different type of squad. It's just a trip down memory lane.
Yes.
But what did we miss? Let us know in the YouTube comments. You can tweet at us. You can let us know on Spotify there in the comments section. See a lot of people using that or more people utilizing that. Appreciate that. Obviously, hit the like button, subscribe, 5-star ratings and reviews for 20 years of classics. Again, a little bit of a different show for you NBA sickos, but don't worry, we're right back at it tomorrow. Might do check the polls with some mid-season awards. Possibility. We are celebrating 20 years with some new merch. Limited run, only available until the end of the month. Go to nodunks.com to grab one of our new 20 years of No Dunks Classics t-shirts. I love this design. So
awesome.
This is up there till the end of the month. So, you got basically 10 days to go grab that. And that link is in the show notes as well. So we'll be back tomorrow. Until then, here's a favorite tray, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, all the moments are because of everybody out there. So thank you to everyone listening. Also, I'm shocked that we didn't mention Jan the Pelican.
Oh, man.
The beginning of our run at NBA TV.
We almost had a 1-episode show.
Yeah.
It was pretty close.
We almost got kids.
Because our first episode had a guy in a pelican costume running around the studio. And I was talking about that with Danielle. I thought, was that our last show of our first week, maybe? Why would we do that in our first show? But it was our first show.
We had an hour to fill. We had a
show.
lot of segments to fill. And we filled it with one of them.
We can't find it. That
Honestly-
one's gone too.
That's hilarious, though.
That is a pretty funny way
It's
to start.
hilarious.
It's a great start.
Just a weird start for a show, but really,
Yep.
set the tone of
It
what you
did.
can expect.
That's all he would do. Had no bit to it. Wearing his socks.
He's in socks.
Socks on. There's like a close up of his feet. Or like, welcome to the show, everyone.
All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Embrace the day, people.